and gentlemen, in every relationship, whether it is friendship, romance, or even casual acquaintance, the way we handle words can make or break trust. Communication is not just about what we say. It's about what we choose not to say. An intelligent person knows the strength of silence and the wisdom of restraint. When it comes to women, there are two categories of things that a wise person will never share. Not out of secrecy, but out of respect, self-control, and emotional intelligence. These things are withheld to protect dignity, avoid unnecessary harm, and maintain balance in relationships. It's not manipulation, it's maturity. It's about understanding that some truths when spoken serve no purpose other than to hurt, and some details when revealed invite unnecessary drama, conflict, or loss of respect. The real measure of intelligence is not just knowing what to say, it's knowing what not to say and when not to say it. Let's uncover the 8 key principles that explain why an intelligent person avoids telling a woman these 2 things. Intelligent people understand that words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. Yes, honesty builds trust, but not all truths are meant to be voiced at every moment. There is a difference between being truthful and being thoughtless. If the truth is going to crush someone's spirit without offering any benefit, it's not wisdom, it's recklessness. Sometimes people justify hurtful comments under the label of just being honest. But in reality, they are simply unloading their thoughts without considering the emotional cost. An intelligent person weighs the value of speaking a truth against the damage it could cause. If the truth will help the other person grow, make them aware of danger, or strengthen the bond, then it's worth sharing. But if it's only going to stir insecurities, trigger unnecessary conflict, or plant seeds of doubt, it's better left unsaid. This doesn't mean lying or being deceitful. It means practicing disciplined honesty. You tell the truths that serve a purpose, and you keep silent about those that do not. It's about protecting peace over proving a point and valuing emotional well-being over the satisfaction of saying it like it is. An intelligent person understands that the past is a place of lessons, not a place to live in, and certainly not a place to drag into every conversation. While honesty about your history is important, there is a fine line between sharing what's necessary and oversharing details that serve no constructive purpose. For example, giving your partner a clear understanding of where you've come from and what you've learned can deepen trust. But going into vivid details about past relationships, old mistakes, or moments of weakness reopen wounds that may never have been there in the first place. Sometimes these details don't just cause discomfort, they plant seeds of comparison and suspicion. Suddenly, the woman you're speaking to may wonder if she measures up to someone from your past, even when that's not your intention. It's not about hiding the truth. It's about protecting the present from the ghosts of yesterday. An intelligent person chooses to share only the parts of their past that add value, not the ones that create unnecessary tension or emotional baggage. There's a reason the rearview mirror in a car is small and the windshield is large. Where you're going matters far more than where you've been. By keeping certain past details in their rightful place, you safeguard the relationship from becoming a battleground of old memories. An intelligent person understands that words have the power to either build someone up or tear them down. For a woman, emotional safety is not just about avoiding physical harm. It's about feeling secure enough to be yourself without the constant fear of judgment, ridicule, or emotional attacks. This safety is built through trust, respect, and careful communication. When you speak to her, every word you choose either reinforces that safety or weakens it. Sharing overly harsh criticisms, mocking her vulnerabilities, or expressing blunt opinions about her insecurities can be like chipping away at a fragile structure. Eventually, it will collapse. Even if you think she's strong enough to hear it, remember that strength does not mean she's immune to hurt. Protecting emotional safety means being mindful about when and how you speak difficult truths. It's not about sugarcoating reality or avoiding all uncomfortable topics. It's about delivering them in a way that shows care. Sometimes this means holding back entirely because the damage of saying something outweighs any potential benefit. An intelligent person sees emotional safety as a priceless investment. Once broken, it's hard to restore. And without it, trust crumbles. A relationship without emotional safety quickly becomes a battlefield where every word feels like a weapon. The wise avoid creating such an environment by making sure that what they say builds her confidence rather than dismantling it. An intelligent person knows that comparison is one of the quickest ways to wound someone's heart. No matter how harmless it may seem in the moment, comparing a woman to another woman, whether it's about looks, personality, habits, or achievements, plants seeds of insecurity and resentment that can grow into serious issues over time. Even if the comparison is meant as a compliment or just an observation, the underlying message can be damaging that she is being measured against someone else's standard. And once that seed is planted, she may begin questioning her worth, her beauty, her abilities, and even her place in your life. A single careless comparison can undo years of trust and affection. Intelligent people understand that every individual is unique with their own strengths, weaknesses, and qualities that make them irreplaceable. Comparing her to an ex, a friend, a celebrity, or even a stranger is not only disrespectful, it's deeply unfair because it ignores the value of who she is right now. Furthermore, comparisons often come from a place of unawareness. You may think you're simply sharing a thought, but what you're really doing is inviting competition where there should be connection. A wise person refuses to put a woman in a mental contest she never agreed to compete in. Instead of comparing, intelligent people choose to highlight individuality. They focus on what makes her special, not how she stacks up against others. This builds her sense of security and strengthens the bond, ensuring she feels valued for exactly who she is, without the shadow of someone else hanging over her. An intelligent person understands that mystery is not about secrecy or deception. It's about preserving a sense of intrigue and depth that keeps a relationship exciting. In today's world where oversharing has become normal, those who hold back certain thoughts, plans, or personal details create an air of curiosity that draws people closer instead of pushing them away. When you reveal every detail about yourself, every plan for the future, and every thought that crosses your mind, you remove the layers that make interactions dynamic. While openness is essential for trust, there's a unique power in allowing someone to discover parts of you gradually, like turning the pages of a book rather than dumping the entire story in one conversation. For a woman, mystery doesn't mean confusion or mixed signals. It means that there's always more to learn about you, more to explore, more to uncover. This subtle unpredictability keeps interest alive and prevents the relationship from becoming stale. Intelligent people understand that just because someone asks a question doesn't mean they need a full, unfiltered answer every time. Sometimes a smile and a thoughtful pause can say more than a detailed explanation. Maintaining mystery also protects you from unnecessary misunderstandings. When you keep certain personal matters private until the right time, you avoid giving premature information that could be misinterpreted or judged without proper context. It's not about playing games. It's about pacing the flow of personal revelations so that trust and connection deepen over time, rather than being exhausted too quickly. An intelligent person knows that once words leave your mouth, you lose control over how they will be perceived. Even the most well-intentioned statements can be twisted, misunderstood, or taken out of context, especially if emotions are high, or the relationship is going through a sensitive phase. This is why wise individuals choose their words carefully, and sometimes choose silence instead. When speaking to a woman, certain statements can carry multiple meanings depending on her current mood, past experiences, or even insecurities she may be dealing with. A casual remark you think is harmless could be interpreted as criticism, sarcasm, or hidden judgment. Once that misunderstanding takes root, it can lead to unnecessary arguments, emotional distance, and even long-term resentment. Preventing misinterpretation means having the foresight to think, how might she hear this, before you speak. It's the ability to mentally walk around your words and see them from the other person's perspective. If there's even a small chance your statement could be misread in a negative way, it may be better to rephrase it, clarify your intention beforehand, or hold it back entirely. Wise people also recognize that timing plays a huge role. A comment made during a stressful moment or in the middle of a heated discussion is far more likely to be received poorly, no matter how true it might be. Sometimes the most intelligent choice is to wait until emotions have settled before speaking, because the right words at the wrong time can still cause the wrong outcome. An intelligent person understands that respect, is the foundation of any healthy relationship. And one of the most effective ways to maintain respect is by upholding personal boundaries, both yours and hers. Boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out. They are guidelines that ensure the relationship stays balanced, healthy, and free from unnecessary tension. When it comes to conversation, there are certain topics, opinions, or personal disclosures that can cross these boundaries and erode respect. This might include making overly personal comments about her appearance, exposing intimate details of your private life to others, or speaking in ways that diminish her dignity. Once these lines are crossed, the damage can be difficult and sometimes impossible to repair. Preserving boundaries also means understanding the difference between openness and overexposure. Yes, honesty matters, but unloading every raw thought or desire without considering its impact can make a woman feel unsafe, judged, or undervalued. Intelligent people filter their words not because they are hiding something, but because they know that certain truths or confessions can harm the structure of mutual respect that a relationship depends on. Moreover, when you protect boundaries, you also protect trust. A woman who knows you will never deliberately cross lines that make her uncomfortable will feel more secure, more valued, and more willing to open up herself. That mutual protection strengthens the bond over time, creating a safe space where both people can grow together without fear of emotional injury. An intelligent person recognizes that silence is not weakness. It is strategy, control, and sometimes the highest form of respect. In a world where people feel pressured to fill every moment with words, the ability to remain silent in the right moments is a rare and powerful skill. Silence allows space for emotions to settle, for thoughts to be processed, and for tension to dissolve without adding fuel to the fire. When speaking to a woman, there are moments where words, no matter how carefully chosen, would only escalate a situation, deepen hurt, or create unnecessary conflict. In those moments, saying nothing can protect the relationship far more than delivering a clever comeback or a necessary truth. Silence is not avoidance. It's choosing not to let impulse dictate your words. Intelligent people understand that silence also communicates confidence. It shows that you don't feel the need to defend yourself against every misunderstanding or respond to every provocation. Instead, you allow your actions, consistency, and character to speak louder than explanations. This type of restraint earns respect because it demonstrates emotional maturity, the ability to rise above pettiness and keep your energy focused on what truly matters. Moreover, silence can be a powerful mirror. When you withhold words, it forces the other person to reflect, to consider their own thoughts and feelings, and sometimes even to recognize their own mistakes without you pointing them out. Used wisely, silence can heal more than arguments ever could. At the heart of it all, intelligence in communication isn't about being guarded or manipulative. It's about being intentional. It's understanding that words have weight, and once spoken, they can either build bridges or burn them. An intelligent person doesn't withhold certain things from a woman to create distance. They do it to protect trust, preserve respect, and nurture the connection they value. Silence, restraint, and thoughtful speech are not signs of weakness. They are signs of maturity, self-awareness, and emotional control. The most powerful people are not those who can say everything, but those who know exactly what to say, when to say it, and what is better left unsaid. So remember, wisdom isn't only in the truths you tell, but in the truths you choose to keep. And in that choice lies the real strength of an intelligent